Hi bestie, welcome back to my channel where you're certainly gonna get hooked on books. This is a fun video because we're gonna do a little reading vlog of how much I realistically read in a week with a 9 to 5 because your girl is also a corporate girly and I do work Monday through Friday for 8 hours. So I got your typical 9 to 5 and it's nice to show you guys like what I do outside of reading. I also, don't only do reading, I also crochet. I do have a crochet project in the works right now that I do plan to jump back into this week. There's a lot of books on TBR because this is the last week of June and I'm trying to go down my TBR because I still have 3 more books that I set myself to read for this month and there's only a week left and I'm currently in the middle of 3 other books. So shall we see? We're gonna finish them. I'm looking a little crazy wearing my bandana because my hair is super long and I still have like that red dye that I did for the music festival that we went to in Vegas back in May. So I'm gonna get my haircut tomorrow and my haircut is done by the lovely David. If you don't know, that is my partner, aka fiance. So yeah, me and him, we always cut each other's hairs just so we could find ways. We always like to find ways to save money and we've learned to cut each other's hairs. So that's a good way to save money because let me tell you that nowadays haircuts are not cheap. Like they used to be $20 like with tip, but nowadays it's like 40 without a tip. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't got 40 bucks almost weekly to be spending on a haircut. But today is Sunday. I decided to start this video on Sunday because I thought like a Sunday through Saturday makes the most sense. I got my little drinky drink, little high noon. This one is pineapple flavor, really good. The other flavors that I like from this pack are mango. And I think that's it. I haven't tried the passion fruit one. I might like that one. But I had the watermelon one yesterday and it wasn't that good. But anyways, we're not here to be talking about alcohol. We're here to also talk about books. So let's start with like where I'm at with what I'm reading. So I've been reading The Toll by Neil Shusterman. My bookmark is a crochet daisy that I did. I don't know if you guys could see it well, but super cute. Yeah, so I'm about over halfway. I want to say maybe like 55%, but so far so good. That one is super fire. It is a book 3 in the series, so I don't want to talk too much to give any spoilers. I was not expecting to be so obsessed with this series, and I keep wanting to get more and more out of it. And I keep getting that more and more, which is like the best part. So far, The Toll has not disappointed. Definitely want to focus on that one this week because this is a library book, as you could tell, and I need to return it by Friday. The other one that I tried to start on Friday and I decided to DNF is The Song That Moves the Sun by Anna Bright. This is a YA fantasy and it deals with this teenager that she has like this special skill that's kind of called like she's an amplifier, they say. And there's like a disproportion within the solar system because the solar system works through music in a sense because every planet emits music. And she is an amplifier that's going to help fix that disproportion within the interplanetary, whole conundrum. Look, the premise of the story sounds really good and it's strong. And I was intrigued. But my biggest problem with the story is that it felt way too YA. And I'm not against reading YA, but I just feel like there's a certain type of YA that I just can't do anymore that feels very childish. And, I don't like reading about teenagers too much because they really dig deep into, the immaturity of it all. And that's exactly what's happening in that book. There was a lot of immaturity. There's a lot of things that you could tell that they're very young and not a lot of life experience. And I struggle with that. Like if I was younger, probably I could have related more and I would understand and like it. But at my big age, I can't. So yeah, I gave it 100 pages. I really tried and I decided to DNF at the 100 page because I was like, yeah, I don't care, unfortunately. Like I care about the bigger problem that's happening, but I just don't care about these characters enough to want to keep reading. So that is officially going to unhot pile. That was actually part of my June TBR, so that was a DNF. I didn't even like mark it on any of my reading apps that I read it or that I DNF'd it because honestly, I feel like it's more of a personal thing that I don't like YA that's written in that style. So I don't feel like putting a bad review or putting that I DNF'd it online for it to like negatively affect the author in any way, because it's more of like a personal preference. So it's not fair to the author, and it's not fair to other book readers to see my review but they don't even know my age and things like that. So I decided against it, not counting it towards my reading goal, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. The other book that I started last night is Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. This is also in my June TBR. I didn't get far. I think I got only like 20 pages in, only because the chapters are kind of lengthy, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I got only 20 pages in. I was exhausted. It was like 1 a.m. anyways. But that one so far is a lot more promising. To give you the basic premise on this one, the top blurb, it says, sly, surprising, and razor sharp, Natural Beauty follows a young musician into an elite beauty obsessed world where perfection comes at a staggering cost. It's giving kind of like, like the modern day Botox, Ozempic, and all those things, like the darker side of those things. So I'm really intrigued. I was thinking it might go down the cannibal side, but I'm not sure because I'm not really getting those feelings. I feel like maybe it's gonna be like the actual products and things that they use or inject into themselves are gonna make them turn into something different. So maybe it's a creature feature, but let's see. I'm really excited. Only 20 pages in, but I'm definitely gonna read more of this today. And then other books on the TBR are Dark Tide by Elizabeth Haynes. This one, when I reread the back, doesn't really interest me that much, so I might do the same as The Song That Moves the Sun, like give it 100 pages and see how I feel from there. It says it's an unputdownable thriller, but every thriller in this world has a blurb that says that it's unputdownable, so can't always trust those things. The other ones that I have are Killer on the Road / The Babysitter Lives by Stephen Graham Jones. This one I'm actually really excited about. I do have the audiobook for both of them, so I might do it that way to kind of speed things up. And then the last one that I have is All the Tomorrows After by Joanne Yi. This one I am really interested in. If I don't get to it this month, I'm not going to unhaul it. I definitely want to keep it because I'm still super interested in it. And I know it's going to be a very poignant story, I could tell. Then totally forgot, the last book that I'm reading, I don't have my phone on me, but it's Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, which is the last book of the Plated Prisoner series. That one, I'm pretty sure I'm like 35% of the way so far. So far so good. I'm getting a little annoyed with Queen Melina's POV. If you saw my reading wrap up, you already know my thoughts and feelings about that, so I don't want to reiterate anymore. I'm really intrigued to see the wrap up of the entire story because the whole series as a whole so far has been really, really good. So this final book is really going to determine like if this is like number one of my favorite series of all time. So those are all the updates for now. For my day, I don't have much plan. I'm just finishing up some laundry because I changed the sheets. Probably have some lunch. I'm just gonna relax with my Seppi girl, which is my pups. Well, she's not a puppy. She's like almost 7 years old. I don't think I have any other updates, so I'll come back when I have more of a reading update for y'all. I am now 73 pages into Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang, and I have a few little tabs. I got some thoughts. Honestly, there was a lot of points in this book already that I'm like so close to crying because like it's giving like the background on the narrator. Because I don't think we have a name for the narrator still. Yeah, I really don't think we have a name yet. We're getting the background on how she grew up and her life story with her parents. And, she grew up in a more impoverished setting. Her parents were like living paycheck to paycheck. They didn't have like enough funds to give her like a lavish lifestyle like she had seen around in her friends at the conservatory where she was learning to become a pianist. The bullying was like so severe because like they knew that she was more poor compared to them and that she didn't have the fancy things, and like there's a lot of things that go into that whole realm that you could probably read between the lines. Now we're kind of transitioning into the part where, her parents are already with this debilitating disease in a care home, and she has taken this job at Holistic. There's so many funny things that have happened, but I wanted to read you guys some of the things that I've tabbed because honestly, there's so many funny things. Alice is trying to make it as a feng shui practitioner, specializing in exercising intergenerational trauma from furniture. What the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that? I learned what not to eat, almost everything. What not to drink, almost everything. But science changes quickly and often. Don't eat eggs, but eat 3 eggs a day before 5 p.m. Only drink the albumin of the egg, and only at dawn by the sea. Bro, I love that it's like so satirical in that sense that it's giving like a nod to diet culture and like making fun of it in a sense. I really like that so far. Different angle, but still same update because my camera decided to die and I had to plug you in. I'm so sorry. So, it really is So far, this book is very commentary heavy. Honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm really excited to see the route that it's going to go under in terms of like the horror aspect. I think that she's kind of falling for one of the girls that she doesn't like directly work there, but she provides things for Holistic. So I'm very interested in that. Like their first encounter when they met together was like, I can't wait. I really hope that it does turn out to be something sapphic. But yeah, for lunch, we have leftover pizza. Oh my god, it almost fell. And then I did remember that today I'm going to do like a little self care Sunday fun day and do a facial as well as do a bubble bath. So you'll see some of that in B roll. It is spa time. Jump scare. Quick update. I'm almost halfway after my spa day. I would say I'll probably read a little more before the end of the night, so I'll give you guys the total pages I read tomorrow. Instead, to update you, we're gonna have dinner. I bought some ready to just heat up foods because it's lazy Sunday. I got this one, both of them actually at Walmart. This one is an everything spiced salmon with mashed potatoes and asparagus for Mr. David. Oh my god, it's dripping. And then I got a lemon chicken with orzo. So I'm excited. I'll give you definitely more of an update. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday, so I'll catch you tomorrow. Update time for natural beauty because today is Monday. It's about 12:30, so it's about to be my lunchtime at work. As you saw in B-roll, it's a typical classic Monday morning. Before updates, I read, I want to say it was like almost 130 pages because I know that I started the book like the night before and I was only 20 pages in, I think I said. And then today I am at 150 pages already. Well, I've read a few more pages, so I'm by 163, but that counts for today. So yesterday, Sunday, I read a total of 130 pages, which is crazy, honestly. But I did really like spend most of the day reading, like before my little spa day, during my spa day, after my spa day, before bed, everything. So it makes sense why I read 130 pages. Now, in terms of update for the book, this book has definitely taken a turn that I was not really expecting, and that's a good thing. So it really has become very like fever dreamy slash tripping on like acid or taking shrooms of some sorts because there's some very interesting imagery happening in the book. Another thing that's really big in this book is social commentary on consumerism. It's really good. Like it's basically kind of hinting at the society that we live in. Like it's so big on social media and showing you the latest trends and the newest products that you must use because they're the best things in the market out now. Another thing that I wanted to read you guys was something along the lines also of the consumerism commentary that was really good. So there's this guy that's basically the owner of Holistic and all the other partner companies that are associated with the company. One of the workers there says, Victor's smart. He knows where there's culture, there's counterculture. Every established beauty norm has an equal and opposite reaction, right? He may not agree with other definitions of beauty, but he certainly wants to profit from them. Again, a target towards consumerism and horrible corporate greed that there is nowadays, that people will sell or make anything up just for them to profit out of it, even if it has a negative effect to the consumer. But yeah, honestly, I'm really enjoying it. It definitely is taking that turn that I was not expecting. I want to see like how it kind of like comes all together. I know that there's going to be like some type of like plot twist or reveal. Yeah, interested to see where this goes. I'm on page 163 out of, I think it's 250. Let me double check. Yeah, out of 250. So just about like under 90 pages. I feel like I could read that today, but I don't want to like set myself up for failure if I don't finish it. So potentially I will come with a final review tomorrow. I think that's all I have for now. So I'll see you soon, bestie. The workday is done. Let's have a quick little 30-minute reading sprint. This is going down the body horror realm. Why did I think this was going to be a cannibalistic story? It's body horror! Update. He cut my hair. A delicious parfait.
I don't understand. Which one is that? That's the other Hawaiian girl.
Honestly, they look so much better than this.
Happy Tuesday, bestie. Wow, it is like way past, like it's 4:15. Okay, it's the afternoon. So definitely work day was a long day, but it was a good day. Can't complain. Now, as you see, I'm outside sitting the lanai. Seppi's out there waiting to play with me, but I told her that I had to give you guys an update before we go play. So yesterday, I did finally finish Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. This was really good, and I'm not surprised that I enjoyed it so much. I definitely have notes that I wrote down as I was reading the final moments that I was reading. So definitely there's like a lot of layers to the story. Like it's not just like one central plot revolving around like the beauty industry. It really does branch out into so many other things. Like I was saying, like consumerism. It even goes into sexism. Like it's there's a lot of good, important topics within this book, and I feel like Ling Ling Huang took those topics and really treated them with care. I definitely really love that it went down the body horror realm, because that is one of my favorite types of horror. It definitely was giving a little bit like the movie The Substance. If you have been watching me and my channel for quite some time now, you know that's like one of my favorite horror movies, and I love reading books that are similar to that, so I don't have to go much further into that. But this was a really solid book. Yesterday, like I said, I started at page 150, and the book is a total of 250, so I read 100 pages yesterday, and my final rating for the book, I'm giving it a 4.5. honestly, it was really good. I'm trying to think of like little qualms and things like that that like may have affected my rating, but there really isn't anything big that made me want to lower my rating from a 5-star. I feel like maybe the character work could have been improved in a sense of like expanding the narrator's character arc a little more. I feel like there was kind of like such a fast resolution at the end, but honestly, it's not a bad thing either. You know, it's a pretty short story, like 250 pages, like I said, you know. And I also found out that this is a debut novel of the author, and I'm like so shocked that a debut novel is this well done. Is that how you say it? Was done so well. I don't know, whatever. Like, definitely I have to read her other book that is out that's called Immaculate Conception, because I did see other booktubers I watch that have read it before say that it's amazing too, so I definitely want to read that one. But yeah, that was yesterday. The last thing that I showed you guys was my haircut, which, you know, thank you, my baby, he did it. I love when I get a haircut, especially now during the summer, because it's literally so piping hot. Like, just sitting in here, it feels like it's over 90 degrees and I'm in the shade. Oh my gosh, Seppi is about to roll in the grass. I have to show you guys this. Look at that cutie girl. She loves the grass. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Seppi totally distracted me, so I'm not sure where I left off. But so yeah, yesterday my haircut, and then after the haircut, you know, we had dinner. It was very basic. We just had chicken salads, homemade, nothing crazy, nothing to rage about. So I didn't really show you guys. And then we watched The Real Housewives of Rhode Island season 1 reunion part 1, and it was actually pretty good. There was a lot of messed up things that were said to each other, and I love when these girls get messy with each other. And then honestly, we do kind of call it a night by like 10 p.m. So really, there was not much happening last night. So that's why I didn't vlog much more. But I did read and I did finish the book, like I said. Let's move on to today. Today, I have decided to resume the toll, and during my lunch break, I was able to read 60 pages already. And honestly, I hadn't read the book since I think it was last Thursday, and today's Tuesday. Like, coming back into it, I literally like dove into the story immediately, and I was so excited to be back, and like all of the things that are happening and everything that's coming to light, it's so insane. And literally where I left off and I just picked up right now today, like a very good moment happened, followed by a very bad thing too, and I'm just like, I can't. Neil Schusterman's mind is insane. I can't. Not much going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and play with Seppi. We like to play in the afternoon for like about 2 hours out here, as much as she can handle, because it is really hot now, especially during the summer. And then probably go inside, start getting dinner ready. I'm doing filet mignons tonight with a side of potatoes and probably veggies too, because I always like to incorporate a veggie with our steaks. And definitely read more of The Toll, because this one is due back at the library by Friday, and today's Tuesday. So, and I have about 200 plus, like 220 pages left of the book to still read, so I gotta get to work. Had to make myself a fruit smoothie because it's way too damn hot lately. And we're here just lounging a little bit because she is super hot, as you could tell, and that's her new little cooling mat that I bought her. I feel like it does work, and I do notice that she does go on it when she does feel like really, really hot, so that's a good thing. But I feel like even when it's so hot like this, the mat does not cool her down enough, and we still have to go inside for her to cool down a little bit. It is dinner time, like I said, making some filet mignons. Let me show you guys. All nice, seasoned and prepped and ready to go. And then I got some Brussels sprouts and carrots in the oven cooking right now because they're the frozen ones. And then we also got potatoes. Let me show you. They're called the Little Potato Company. A little savory herb, fresh potatoes with seasoning pack. It says microwave ready in 5 minutes. They're pre-washed. I'm intrigued. I wonder if they're going to come out good. Hopefully they do. I'll give you the review on those later. In terms of reading, I have been listening to Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy. It's now focusing. There we go. So far so good. It says I'm 43% of the way. I feel like it's been dragging along. I'm like ready for the story to start wrapping up and needs to pick up a little bit of a pace. I am enjoying a different couple that's not the main couple that was introduced like in book 3. We're getting a lot more of their side, which is Osric and Rissa. I was literally like giggling and kicking my feet when I was listening to this before I started cooking dinner and stuff, because they're just so cute and they're like so meant for each other. I'm obsessed with them. Not very common for me to find 2 couples within like a romanticy series that I like both of them like that. So kudos to you, Raven. But yeah, gonna keep cooking dinner here. We had a great time outside, me and Seppi, and then just keep going with our night. We don't have any shows tonight, if I'm not mistaken. No, we don't. Then I'll probably just keep editing the video a little bit just so I am caught up, and then I'll catch you on Wednesday. And dinner is served. Good morning and happy Wednesday. So we have decided that we want to make our own hash brown patties because we have some shredded hash browns that my mom gave me a while back, and we defrosted them, and now we are trying to make them into patties. So I found a recipe not patties, what is it, like the little tater tots?
Dunkin' Donut round.
Oh wait, say it into the mic.
I want to do the little Dunkin' Donut, the round ones.
Yeah, those are really good. It's pretty simple. This says to dry them out. And then in a bowl, we have to put them with salt and pepper, an egg, flour, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, shredded cheese if you're feeling a little chaotic. And then I think it also says oil. Well, maybe not oil. What we could do is like spray them afterwards once they're on the pan to bake them. And then we go from there.
So now we actually shape them and put them out?
Yeah, exactly. So you're, and it says to tightly pack them so they don't like break apart. It says.
Are you gonna help me?
Let me wash my hands. I'm the supervisor. Feels interesting. Look at that. Wow, we did 24 patties, guys.
We're gonna start selling them.
This is work from home core. They're ready to cook. They're not ready to eat yet. The completed product. We flipped them at about 18 minutes instead of 20. And this is after 10 minutes of flipping them.
Looking crispy.
They look crispy. They look so good. And then, of course, we're making some eggs too and some sausages.
Props to the chef.
Props to my favorite chef in the world, Chef David.
It's Chef David.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chef David. Davide. And breakfast is served. Looks so delicious. Okay, besties, the workday is done, so it's finally time for an update. For lunch, we only did sandwiches, so nothing crazy, not film worthy, honestly. In regards to a reading update, for yesterday's page count total, with the toll, I read 100 pages, and then with Goldfinch, I'm listening to it on audio, so it was like about like a 12% that I listened to, but I did download the book on Kindle Unlimited just so I could see how many pages were actually read. And the total came out to be 68 pages. So a total of reading pages for Tuesday for me was 168 pages. That is so crazy, but I think the audiobook definitely helps with getting that page count increased by a lot more. I also listen to my audiobooks at 2.3x speed, which I know is like crazy, but I swear to you that I really am grasping and understanding everything that's happening. Like, I swear, guys. My mind processes these things a lot faster than like the average human being, I guess, because every time that I tell someone that I listen to my audiobooks at 2.3x speed, they're like, what? Like, there's some people that will be like, oh, I could do 2. But like when you go past 2, I don't understand. I'm like, no, that's not me. Like at 2, I still feel like it's kind of slow. I really hope that the noise around me is not getting caught here because there's construction happening behind the house. And then my new bamboo wind chime is going off the charts because there's like a huge storm right there. So I do apologize if the sound quality sounds a little weird with a bunch of background noise. I don't have a lot to say with the toll because, again, it's a book 3 and the last book of the series, so I really don't like I'm not trying to do spoilers at all. Just the amount of things that have happened within the 450 pages I've read so far and like what's going to come is even crazier, I'm pretty sure. So I'm very intrigued to see how the whole story gets wrapped up. I hope that it does get wrapped up like with a nice little bow. Really enjoying this one. I plan to finish it between tonight and tomorrow. I feel like I could finish it for sure because it's only 200 pages left. Definitely. I think I will finish those under 200 pages within the next 2 days because clearly I am reading over 100 pages every day. So I'm perfectly fine and I know that I'll be able to return my library book on time. But yeah, not much on the docket. Kind of like the same thing this afternoon. I'm going to play with Seppi for 2 hours out here so she could get her exercise as long as it is letting us because the weather really does look really bad. And then for dinner tonight, I'm doing spaghetti meatballs because I'm a little tired. It was a really like long day today between work and other extracurriculars that I had to do outside of work. I also totally forgot to update you guys on Goldfinch. I don't know why. But with Goldfinch, I'm like on the fence because every time that we are in a POV of Slade or Oren, which were the 2 main characters from the very beginning, I am enjoying those POVs the most, especially now at this halfway point. Something that happened from book 5 got resolved halfway through into book 6 now, and I'm really happy for that situation that happened. And then like the smutty scene right after that resolution was super hot. But again, like the other POVs, like mainly besides Ostrich and Rissa's POV that I am enjoying, the other ones I'm just not really connecting or feeling them. I'm kind of like over it at this point. I just want everything to kind of get wrapped up. I'm really like struggling because it does feel a little bit like it's dragging. I'm pretty sure I said this yesterday. Like it does feel like it's starting to drag along, and like we kind of are finding other things to add in between before we get to a final resolution of everything. So I feel like things are going to start picking up, especially now that I am halfway through the book. Usually the second half is always like super action packed and super fast. So I'm hoping that it is the case that it does start to pick up pace and things start to wrap up, because I feel like there's a lot of plots that need wrapping up. So let's see what she does within these last 300 pages that are left in the book. I've been really enjoying this series from the very beginning, like from book 1, chapter 1. I've been loving it. I just feel like maybe since I've been reading them back to back to back to back so much, and for the past 2 months now, maybe that's what's kind of affecting my feelings towards this last book now. So I'll definitely keep that in mind when it comes to like my final rating. But I am trying to finish it this week because I do want to have it done already. Like I just want to be fully done with that series, because I'm about to finish one series, which is Scythe, so I might as well finish another series too. But yeah, that's my update on Goldfinch. Not much else. Now I'll definitely catch you in the next clip, bestie. Rainy weather means perfect reading weather. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Hi bestie, happy Thursday and happy Friday Junior. Just one more day of the work week. So I've come for updates on reading count for Wednesday. Let me just find my note here. Okay, so my total reading count for Wednesday, the Toll, I read 74 pages, and then for Goldfinch, I read 52 pages. So it was a total of 126 pages for my Wednesday reading count. Honestly, I really don't have much of a reading update. I just wanted to save my full in-depth thoughts about the Toll once I finish, because I have been reading today and I have about only 60 pages left. So definitely want to give a final rating and review on the Toll tomorrow. With Goldfinch, I don't know if I will finish it in this vlog. I want to say I might, but I am only like halfway or like 60%, so I don't know like if I'll be able to finish it for this vlog. But nonetheless, as you saw in B-roll, it's been a pretty chill day. Not much going on. Work was pretty decent today. Me and Seps, we are ready to go outside and play. Her big ol' ears. It's been raining and thundering like almost all day, but it looks like it's cleared up, so we're gonna go outside and have some fun. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip, bestie. I just finished the Toll and I had to compose myself for this super short quick update, because I have spent the last like hour crying over the things that have happened in the last like 60 pages of this book. I am feeling very conflicted with my rating right now. I'm like jumping between a 4 to a 5, because it really is like 5-star material, but there's other things that like didn't sit well with me. You know, I'm gonna definitely give you guys like the whole spiel and the whole update and my thoughts and feelings about the whole book and the series as a whole. Definitely tomorrow after I compose myself, but wow. Hey there, Happy Friday! Oh, I'm so happy the end of the work week is here. We're finally done. The weekend is here. I love Fridays. Like, I don't care if it's like the busiest day at work. I love Fridays. It's my favorite day of the week. But I'm here with some updates. It's been kind of crazy this morning. There was like a lot of things that was happening between like work and Seppi trying to get her fed. And then David had a really early doctor's appointment. So it's been kind of crazy here on this side. But I'm here with updates because I know that I left you guys off on like my complete and utter like distraughtness after finishing The Toll, which honestly, I feel like I'm in the biggest book hangover right now. After finishing that book, that I decided to start a completely different book. So let's chat. So first things first, before we talk about the number of pages, the book that I started is called Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. This is one of my IRL book club picks of the month, and crazy that I'm starting it at the end of June. But honestly, I don't mind because I already read 60 pages of that book last night right before bed because it's so quick, so easy, and it's like one of those bingeable popcorn thrillers that you're trying to find out what's going to happen next. To give a quick synopsis about what the book is, it's following the protagonist, which is this girl that she's like in her early to mid 30s, I want to say, and she got married to someone that's 19 years older than her that already has a daughter from before, like from his previous marriage is what I mean. But him and his daughter are estranged mainly because of the whole relationship with someone that's much younger than him. So you kind of can read between the lines as to the problems within the family and all of that. But then all of a sudden, the husband receives a call from his daughter and she's like, oh, you know, I'm taking a little break from school. I want to come down and visit you and finally meet your new wife and also the baby. Because another thing I forgot to mention is that they just had a baby also. And she comes over to the house and the daughter is, you know, being very nice, very pleasant. But when her dad's not around, she starts treating the wife a little differently. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm very intrigued to see how the story goes. The first chapter / prologue was very interesting. It's like one of those stories. This is like one of those books that it starts with a specific point that happens like way later in the book. And then it starts with 3 weeks earlier. Honestly, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if I mentioned in this video, but I use thrillers as a palate cleanser. I'm always heavily focused on fantasy and horror, but sometimes I like to read thrillers to kind of, you know, avoid getting into a reading slump. With the way that The Toll left me yesterday, I needed a silly haha good time for a little bit at least. So now let's go into my total page counts for Thursday. So with The Toll, I read a total of 121 pages. And then with Don't Let Her Stay, I read a total of 60 pages. So my total count for yesterday was 181 pages. Now I just want to like kind of go over The Toll, my final rating, how I'm feeling, and kind of like overall how I feel about the entire series. With The Toll, I think the first thing I want to say is it's a chunky one. It was 625 pages and I definitely felt it because it took me almost 2 weeks to finish. There were some in betweens that I wouldn't, like some days in between that I wouldn't read it. The third act of this book was insane. Like I was crying so much. I had so many mixed emotions. There was so much happening all of a sudden that I could not compute and put everything together. One thing about The Toll that I enjoyed / did not enjoy too was that one of the characters by the name of Jericho, they were gender fluid. So during the it was contingent upon like the weather. So like if it was sunny, they were a girl, but if it was cloudy and dark or thundering, raining, they were a boy. And I love the representation. I love having that type of representation within books because it's very important and it's needed nowadays. But I feel like there was various times that it was being brought up. Like every time that they met a new character, like Jericho met a new character, it would be brought up in some way, shape, or form. And I understand that, you know, like when you meet a new person and you're introducing yourselves, you know, that could be a topic of discussion. But the fact that it was done so many times in a book, it felt kind of like off-putting to me. It was a little on the nose. I fully believe that Neil Schusterman does have the best intentions and he was not trying to, you know, do anything with any malintent. I just feel like it didn't need to be repeated so often like that. I could be just, you know, a little defensive about it or whatever, because I am part of the LGBTQ plus community as well. But at the same time, it's like I said, I know that Neil Schusterman did not have any bad intentions about it. So you know, it was water off a duck's back. It was just one thing that I'm like, okay, like I get it. Jericho is non-binary, gender fluid. Let's keep it moving. Absolutely, my all-time favorite character will forever be Citra Terranova, aka Scythe Anastasia. She really is such a relentless, resilient, dedicated, heart of gold, like an absolute baddie of in so many aspects. She really is like the definition of a true leader that leads with her heart and not with any selfish intentions, you know? And she's one of the main characters of the entire series. And then the other main character is Rowan Damisch, I think is his last name, which he was known as Scythe Lucifer, but I don't want to get into that because that is spoiler territory. I feel like in this last book, his story felt a little neglected because we did get a lot of him at the beginning, but then like the whole middle chunk, there was like, I feel like we did not get anything about Rowan, and I could understand why, because of the way that his story was going. There wasn't anything necessary to be implemented in the middle, maybe. But then when he was brought back in, everything started like developing really fast and quickly all of a sudden. And then don't even get me started with Scythe Goddard and Scythe Rand. Those two are probably the worst human beings ever. Scythe Goddard is like the main antagonist of the story for sure, and Scythe Rand is like his right-hand woman. Honestly and truly, like even with the certain thing that happened between Scythe Rand and Goddard, it was still not redeemable for Scythe Rand to be a likable character. Like at the end of the day, I still don't like her. And Goddard, same thing with him. Like he was the worst possible person to ever read about. He really was the most selfish person ever. Like the worst human being you could possibly think of, guys. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this series so much. I feel like I'm in a huge book hangover right now because I'm like, damn, like I've been in this like whole world for a couple weeks now. No, not even a couple weeks. I'm sorry. I started Scythe in April. I read Thunderhead in May, and now I read The Toll in June. So for the past 3 months, I've been in this world. So I feel like a hole within me, like, oh my god, like that's it, I'm done, there's no more. But the way that everything was wrapped up was so perfect. Like it really was that type of like tied with a bow at the very end, like perfect happily ever after with no like loose ends. I feel like everything was really good. Again, like I'm already feeling like crying thinking about it because like, yeah, I love this series. I highly recommend it. I think that if you are not a sci-fi lover or reader, but you want to maybe dabble into it, I think that this is a really good introductory series into sci-fi because it's not very science-y heavy. It's more dystopian with some science fiction in there for sure, of course. Especially in The Toll. I feel like The Toll was the most sci-fi one of the 3 books. But yeah, I was feeling very conflicted with my rating, but I think I could confidently say that I think The Toll is a 4.5 star read for me. And that makes a whole series a 4.5 series for me because I rated Scythe and Thunderhead also 4.5. I highly recommend it. It's an all-time fave series for me. And that's that on that. And those are the updates for now. I've been yapping for like 12 minutes already, so I'm gonna go get lunch started. I'm definitely trying to contemplate whether I end the vlog today or tomorrow, because tomorrow's my mom's birthday and we're going down to where she lives, which is about 2 hours south of us, to visit her and spend the weekend with her. So most likely tomorrow I'm not gonna do any reading. So I feel like I shouldn't include it in the vlog, but I am gonna be reading today. So I might just go ahead and go through today and then just end the vlog tomorrow morning. So I'll catch you real soon, bestie. Good morning, bestie, and happy Saturday. Friday nights are usually party nights here in our house. So I definitely did not read as much as I usually read during the week yesterday. So I only read 51 pages from Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders, which brings my weekly total reading amount of pages to 575 pages. Editing Andres coming in to let you know that 575 is a lie. It was actually 756 because I forgot to count my page counts for Thursday in there. So it's actually 756 pages. So me working a 9 to 5 still does not hinder me from reading plenty of pages. Like I said yesterday, today we are gonna go down to visit my mom because it is her birthday. We're gonna do like a little pool party with her, and then one of my friends is coming over as well. So I'm definitely not gonna vlog for the rest of today, and most likely will not be reading either anyways, which is why I just gave you guys my total amount of pages. But that comes to the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time that I post a new video. And with that, bestie, let's get hooked.